Today, the final home game of 2009, Fan Appreciation Day at Nationals Park. Final home game of the year. They're coming down Half Street to see the Nats here for the last time this year. And as we come up to the booth, Bob Carpenter and Rob Dibble. First it was sunny, then it got cloudy, then it rained, and now it's sunny. It's kind of been like the season. We never know what to expect next. Last night, some key plays led to a nice win.
Well, it was a great team effort, and pretty much J.D. Martin was fantastic. He got into trouble early. The game started off really bad for him, but he got out of a jam in the first inning, and then he got out of a jam in the second inning and kept the team close enough to win this ball game. And as you see, the lead got out to 3-0, but J.D. Martin settled down, got into a groove, gave his team time to come back. Desmond with the big home run, and then the big 3-run fifth continued, and it was just ugly after that point defensively for the Mets, Bob. But once again, the starting pitcher threw a gem and then turned it over to the bullpen, and they got the job done.
So Tyler Clippard serves as a good setup man. Mike McDougal, and the Mets would self-destruct, of course, in the bottom of the eighth. The Nats get a run on 2 bad throws, and so I guess a little bit of our medicine goes the other way for a change. And then Mike McDougal comes out to get the save, and he continues to be dependable.
And very dependable, especially in close ball games. It's the ones where we're behind or ahead by a lot that he struggles. And Elijah Dukes with the game-winning catch at the end solidified the deal.
Thus, the Nats are 5-3 against the Mets this year. Now, John Lannon, he's already seen the Mets 4 times this year, 2-2, and he's 3-4, 3.75 in 9 career starts. He's a Long Island kid. Why shouldn't he go against the Mets? He grew up a Yankee fan. Hopefully, a winning record for John against the Mets tonight. Southwest Airlines. Book your next trip at southwest.com. And by PNC Bank. PNC leading the way. Last home game of the season. The Nats are 32-48 in Nationals Park. Obviously a disappointing record, but maybe able to wrap it up on a high note if they can beat the Mets today and sweep New York in this final series. Angel Pagan's been a very good leadoff man for them lately with Jose Reyes out injured. He's fourth in the league in triples. The guy can fly. He has 13 stolen bases. And if the Mets don't want him to play full-time next year, it's possible because of the showing he's made that somebody else will. Tim Redding, the former Nat, starting against Washington. And here's John Lannon. Interesting that in this day and age, it doesn't happen often, Rob, but he sees the same team 5 times in one season.
Well, let's break him down. PNC Bank scouting report coming on. John, he's had a great season, a lot of ups and downs, but he always keeps his cool when things are going down, and he is a very level-headed guy. Have some fun. You've earned it. You've had a heck of a year. All the preparation, all the stuff that you've done this year, the last couple of starts, have some fun and getting better. Last year, he induced 10 ground ball outs per start. This year, it's 11.5, so he's getting better with age.
Pagan 3 for 7 with 2 walks in the series. Everybody else is on the freeway trying to get home. We're enjoying a ball game at 4:36. 63 degrees, partly cloudy skies. Sun shining at the moment. And at this time of the day, it makes for some interesting hitting conditions. Although home plate pretty much in the shadows, the pitching mound will be soon. Right field is the sun field at this time of the day. Elijah Dukes and Jeff Francoeur are going to have to be ready for anything out there. And a ball hooked to left. Staying right with it, making a good play. Josh Willingham never panicked, and he grabs it for the first out of the game.
The hammer lays down some great defense right here, going out of the shadows, into the shadows, and then making a great catch as a dying line drive right in front of him.
Former National Anderson Hernandez, the start at second base. 2 for 3 in his only game in the series when he was a starter. And Lannon misses 2-0. John Lannon trying to win his 10th game of the year today. He won 9, lost 15 last year. 9-13 coming in here. That ball well hit to left center, but there's a Willingham there. And Josh has that one as well. One to his right, one to his left, 2 outs. Willie Harris is out there next to Josh today with Elijah Dukes in right. Ian Desmond, Alberto Gonzalez up the middle. Ryan Zimmerman, Adam Dunn the corners, and Josh Bard behind the plate. Hey, it's Wired Wednesday, isn't it? A final one. Willie Harris, the pride of Cairo, Georgia, who's about to go back near home to wrap up the season, mic'd up today. I hope he hasn't had his soul possessed by Tony Plush today.
I do miss the enthusiasm of Nyjer Morgan, though.
You know, that's interesting you say that, because that's what Mike Rizzo said the other day.
It's contagious.
Not just the stolen bases and the defense.
He's a great kid.
The energy, as coaches call it, that he brings into the clubhouse and onto the field. David Wright, 3 for 8, a walk and RBI in the series, batting .307. And this one flied to right. Dukes looking into the sun, near the line. No problem. That was a fair ball when he caught it. Willie Harris, Wired Wednesday, and he gets to lead off. Much a Nats stopper lately. In his career against Montreal and Washington, 3-0, 2.08 in 5 games, 4 career starts. And he beat the Nats 11 days ago in New York, giving up only 1 earned run on 4 hits in 7 innings. Redding overall just 3-6 in 16 starts, 29 appearances. And Willie has 8 hits in his last 6 games. All the fielders are going to have to contend with ever-changing conditions here at the ballpark. We're under cloud cover now. They'll have to be versatile with the shades.
Well, I mean, just like we said about J.D. Martin, that's Tim Redding. Tim Redding has to manipulate the ball all over the place, not going to blow anybody away. Does a great job of changing speeds with the breaking ball and off-speed stuff.
Tim Redding's career record 37 and 57. 143 career starts, but only 94 decisions. Willie Harris jacks one to right. It'll play for Jeff Francoeur.
PNC Bank scouting report coming up on Mr. Redding. As Bob just told you, 20 games under 500 with a 4.97 earned run average. Don't fly away on me. 235 fly ball outs and 502 batters faced this year. 140 ground ball outs. So the ball goes up in the air a lot, like Willie Harris right there. And Bob told you about the 1 win this September. It was against the Nats. 7 innings, 4 hits, a couple of runs. So Mr. Redding has not had the best year, but he's been injured this year.
And Elijah Dukes pops one up right field way for Francoeur. The Mets are 12th in the league in team defense. If you would have told them and their fans that this team would be on the field in September, including Jeff Francoeur, they would have thought you were crazy. No Delgado, no Reyes. Beltran's been in and out of the lineup this year because of injuries. Ryan Church is gone. Ball club that bears very little resemblance to the one that left Port St. Lucie 6 months ago. By the way, we were wondering what the chant was from some fans below us in the upper deck last night when Ryan Zimmerman came up to bat. Every time they're chanting Gold Glove. One for 6, 2 RBIs, a walk in the series for Ryan, who tied Adam Dunn with his 103rd RBI last night. Good count here, 2-0.
Well, that was last
between
year.
Wright and Zimmerman.
From last year, though, that's David Wright's numbers when he won the Gold Glove. He's the reigning champ. That's this year's number with Zim. Better fielding percentage this year by Zimmerman than Wright last year.
Yeah, that's very telling, that bottom line when we're talking defense.
Last year 962, 966. So
nice.
Looks good for the Zim.
Zimmerman on a high heater strikes out. Tim Redding continues to be tough on the Nats. Each pitcher with a 1-2-3 first. since 1992 for the Mets. John Lennon, not exactly abundant run support. And the Nationals have won one-run games each of the last 2 evenings right here.
That's not a lot of bang for the buck in New York.
No.
Spent over $100 million on this team.
Well, I still don't know why they built the ballpark like they did.
Well, they took away the power from David Wright because he goes to right field, like you've said, as well as anybody.
Well, and left field has that big wall out there. That's like having our scoreboard almost the entire length of the left field wall at Citi Field. I just don't know what they were thinking.
I think they were thinking, let's make a nice work of art.
You know,
some nice architecture, bridge out in right center field, but they didn't think about the players.
Nice signage.
Yeah, it's a beautiful ballpark, but not for playing the game of baseball on, especially for the Mets.
And by the way, our producer Chip Winfield tells us that the Mets have only hit 4 home runs against the Nationals this year. But my question is, were 2 of them really home runs?
Yeah, exactly.
You could make an argument they've only hit 2 that were legit.
Don't get me started.
Yeah, Rob, I think it's going to take all winning for you and I to let those go. Frank Court drills one
off the top of the wall.
Very top of the wall. So the Mets will have runners at second and third as Frank Court misses a homer by inches. In fact, as he got to second base, he put his right arm up and twirled his hand in a home run sign.
He thinks it's a home run.
I wonder if the umpires, and here comes Jerry Manuel, will the umpires go and have a look?
Is he going to go ask Sandy Alomar Sr.? What'd you see? You might want to talk to the umpires.
The crew chief is Wally Bell, who's working first base. That ball is in play. It hit the very top of the green wall. Now,
are those flowers out there?
If that ball hits the flowers over the wall, it doesn't come bouncing back out. There's a floral barrier between the wall and the seats.
They should go look, though.
They're going in.
Go look.
Start the stopwatch, guys. I do believe it won't take them long to come back with the conclusion that that is a double. But the Nats have not fared well against the umpires or the Nats or the Mets this year, pardon me. There it comes.
Yeah.
That's in play. You could look at that replay and say that he missed a home run by an inch or less.
Needless to say, though, I think the last few at-bats by Frank Court, going back to last night, he's hitting that inside fastball. It's not working. So we struck him out a lot the first game and a half with that high up and in stuff. John Lennon tried to bust him up and in, and he crushed it.
You know what Adam Dunn probably said to Frank Court? He said, hey, it's not a homer if you hit the top of the wall. Can't you even hit it 5 rows back like me? I'm sure Adam said something funny, and they're having a little debate. For Frank Court, he's only hit 14 all year. John Lennon will play a little catch with Josh Bart here as we check the location of the pitch.
Why does it always have to be John Lennon that sits around and waits? That ball was up and in, but not up and in enough. And Frank Court, who's been pitched an awful lot this series, up and in with high, hard stuff. And he just was all over that. Well, it worked for Zim. Remember that one home run Zim hit? And he was like, hey, that one out. He had to help the umpires out.
Yeah. I know Jeff Francoeur and Zimmerman are good buddies.
Frank Court is one of the best guys around baseball, though.
Well, they say he has really improved the Mets clubhouse. As far as we can remember, this is the first review of a potential home run we've had at Nationals Park this year. And I guess we had to have one before the season got done here.
Well, we're past 2 minutes now.
Raindrops falling. I don't know why this would take long at all, because to me it was very conclusive the ball was in the park. I just wonder why it takes 3 umpires to go see it. I would think that maybe the crew chief and then the next most senior guy, but I'm not sure why you need 3. Maybe in case there's a tie.
Yeah.
Tie goes to the crew chief.
Yep.
John Lannon's walking off the mound after throwing a few pitches. And Kerwin Danley's telling John Lannon, well, I thought he was going to tell him for a minute, you got to stay on the field.
He wants a drink of water, but if you're going to make the guy wait 5 minutes, and he was 8 minutes in New York on one replay when John Lannon was pitching, and I just felt awful for him. He had to stand out there and wait.
Unless they're having technology problems downstairs, I have no idea why something so obvious could take this much time. Fans are starting to get impatient.
Well, I hope they don't go back and look at that graphic that Chip Winfield, our producer, put up there, because then they'll say, oh, well, you know, they only hit 4 off of them this year.
The poor Mets need a home run.
The Mets are pretty lame. We'll give them the home run.
Oh, come on. No, 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 no. Got away.
Two bases. They made the right call. It took a while. And Adam Dunn probably making a warning track power comment to Jeff Francoeur now, as Adam still hangs around first base. Or second base, pardon me. And Francoeur will get his 32nd double. Back to serious business, though, here. Second and third, nobody out. And Fernando Tatis. Now, the Mets had the bases loaded last night in the first inning with nobody out and only scored 1 run. And that was on a walk. So Lannon, after standing around for 4 minutes, and throws a nice strike, fastball outer half.
I had 3 minutes and 58 seconds. Just kidding.
Then he goes inside on Tatis and misses. 1 ball, 1 strike. Kerwin Danley, 13-year veteran, has the plate. He was not involved in that. The home plate umpire stays while the others go in. He got a breaking ball and pops it to right. Not too deep. Beltran's a good runner. Dukes has a great arm. Oh my, where's this throw going? And Elijah Dukes just gave the Mets third base. I mean, Francoeur could have been held at second. So that's not a good throw by Elijah, who has 12 assists. And the Mets lead 1-0 on Tatis' 46th RBI.
Well, he's on his back foot a little bit, and he kind of airmails it. You see that back shoulder drop down.
Remember a Willingham throw from left field over the weekend that cost the Nationals 2 runs and possibly a ball game against the Braves by not throwing to the right base. Infield's in. Omir Santos started the game here on Monday night, went 0 for 4. Not today. 2-0 New York. And that's his 38th RBI. So John Lannon leaving some balls in the middle of the plate, and the Mets hitting them well right now. Rain falling here at the ballpark again. We had a really big downpour at about 3:15 this afternoon. Skies got sunny, now clouded up again, and the conditions are ever changing as September reluctantly gives way to October here. Good breaking ball to Wilson Valdez, the shortstop. Nationals, by the way, in September, 8-17, coming off their best month of the year when they were 14-15 in August. Runner goes. Valdez trying to protect him on a hit and run and a foul ball, 1-2.
Well, that walk once again came back to bite the Nationals. As Beltran walked and he scores on that sacrifice fly to right.
Over the plate, but low, 2-2. Pitcher on deck, Tim Redding. Atlanta would love to roll a double play ball here. That's going to miss, 3-1. John threw only 11 pitches in the first inning, and he's going to come close to doubling that here. With the runner going, ground ball. They can still go to second. Desmond turns it. Well done by Alberto Gonzalez. Even with the runner going, the Nats turn on. Very nice, 4-6-3. Mets pick up a couple in the second. Dunn, Willingham, and Bard coming up. Josh Willingham on a very nice play there. That was back in the first inning. I'm not sure he'll want to use Marco Estrada's bat again. He had a can of corn to right field. But here's Josh Willingham on deck with Adam Dunn leading off, bottom of the second. Josh Bard to follow, and the Mets have a 2-run lead for Tim Redding. Fastball fades away. One final today. The Pirates won at Chicago 4-0. Everything else under the lights tonight, including 2 more crucial wild card games. The Marlins at Atlanta again, Ricky Nolasco and Javier Vazquez. And then later, Jason Hamill for Colorado at home against Jeff Suppan and Milwaukee. The Braves fell 3 back in the wild card race last night. There it is. Giants dangling by a thread. And a soft breaking ball low and inside to Adam Dunn. Adam 0 for 7 in this series with a walk and 3 strikeouts. Time to do some damage against the Mets. Get the Nats going here. 3-1 count. He drills one left center, and that ball's carrying to the track, pulled in by Pagan. They even had a shift in the outfield, and that's why he played that ball so easily in the gap.
This ball very well struck. It's a fastball down and away. He goes with it to left center field. As Bob said, they were playing him to a dead pull, so Pagan was playing him right there.
I talked to Rick Eckstein at length yesterday about Josh Willingham, and he said he thinks the reason for Josh's recent slump, it's nothing mechanical with his swing or his setup. He said Josh is not punishing the pitches he usually hits hard. There's just something going on, maybe mental, this stage of the season, where he's not taking that inside half pitch, Rob, that you and I have seen him line all over different ballparks this year and hit that thing hard.
And I think it just shows how good or how well he does hit that inside pitch. And if he's a little slow to it, it's eating him up. And right there on the inner half, and he hit a ground ball to shortstop. So it could be tired, could be mental. He's been through a lot of emotions this year.
Yeah, and the other thing Rick said, when a hitter is not going well and then he sees a breaking ball, he can't stay back long enough. He's out there jumping at it instead of letting the ball get to him, and then you just add that on top of everything else.
Well, you press and you expand your zone, and that's something that, when Elijah was really hot, he was just sitting there waiting and waiting and waiting for his pitch. But when you're struggling, you're swinging at every bad pitch the guy throws, because you want to make contact, you want to hit it hard, you want to make something happen.
2-0 to Josh Bard. And Rick made two great analogies to what a hitter goes through during a time like that. He said it's like a pitcher overthrowing, and it's like a golfer swinging too hard instead of hitting that sweet spot and letting the club do all the work. 3-1 now to Bard, who's 0 for 4 in this series. And Josh, over his last 53 games, just hitting .203. In the air to left field. Pagan's going to have to go near the track for this one, and halfway on the track for the grab. Nats a couple of hard hit balls, nothing doing early. 2-0 Mets. Fan ticket marketplace of the Washington Nationals. And the schedule coming up in Atlanta: Garrett Mock and Tommy Hanson tomorrow, Levon and Derek Lowe on Friday. The Nets haven't decided who's pitching against Jair Jurgens on Saturday. That'll be on Fox. And then J.D. Martin closes things out against Tim Hudson on Sunday. And by the way, there is expected to be an appearance on Sunday by Harvey Holstaff. Everybody's available.
Everybody's on the watch. Yeah, I like that.
He's one of the most reliable late season pitchers we've ever met. Tim Redding, 2 for 27 this year, and a 139 career hitter. Zimmerman gets his body behind it, gobbles it up, right over to Adam Dunn. We have Willie Harris wired up for Wired Wednesday, and we will also speak live in a half inning with our always cooperative manager, Jim Riggleman. I appreciate what Jim's done for us the second half of the season.
Absolutely. We'll have to ask Jim about his third baseman, if he thinks Zim should win the Gold Glove. What a fantastic play. Once again, and he makes that play look routine. It is not. Yeah. You're going away from first base, you're going towards foul line, and he throws it across his body and hits Dunn. I mean, it's not that easy, and I've watched guys do it for 20-plus years.
It's a longer throw than the catcher has to make to the second base. And just think about how far and how hard the catchers put their efforts into that. Pagan getting around late, slamming a ball off an empty seat, and then a fan made a great play. Pagan robbed of a double or more by Willingham, first time up.
Coming at
you. Some balls up here today.
Yeah. Look out. Ooh. So you want to be a cameraman.
But look at that. The shot is still intact. That's why we don't put some guy up on the screen with that thing. And a line drive right at Desmond. 2 outs. Anderson Hernandez lined out to the gap in left field. Left center, actually. First time up. Former National. Hitting just under 270 in 41 games in returning to his first major league organization. .258 overall this year for Anderson, who started the season as the Nats' second baseman. Ball driven to right. Elijah is back there. And John Lennon gets a 1-2-3. Desmond, Gonzalez, and Lennon straight ahead. Cool late afternoon here, the last day of September. Bottom of the third, Jim Riggleman kind enough to join us. Hey, Jim, as Ian Desmond walks to the plate, give us your updated opinion on him now that you've seen him for nearly 3 weeks, and he had a really nice game last night.
Yeah, he's really playing good baseball. You know, he's got a lot of life, a lot of electricity in his body. He's got quick movement, strong arm, good hands. He's going to be a good ball player. You know, it's tough to get too high or low on a player in September, but we see these physical skills, and it's hard not to get excited about it.
I know you've seen a lot of great third basemen in your day, but would you say Ryan Zimmerman deserves a Gold Glove this year?
I think so. You know, we've been around the league. There's a lot of good ones, and I think that you know, Ryan has just played very solid baseball over there. His range is probably second to none. He charges the ball better than anybody. His throwing, he's become much more accurate in the last 2 or 3 months. So I really don't think he's made hardly any errors in the second half of the season, maybe a couple, but he's just outstanding over there. He's about as good as it gets.
And what about as a player? He's pretty steady, very even-keeled guy, a lot like Adam Dunn.
Yeah, you know, at the same time, they're really students of the game, though. You know, they really talk the game a lot. They feed off of each other in their conversations in the food room or in the batting cage, in the video room. They're always talking, hitting, and analyzing what the other pitchers got and all that stuff. So low key, but very focused and driven to become the best they can be.
Jim, one final question. John Lennon, and you mentioned this to us during the break, has always had problems with Jeff Francoeur. Might you be a little more careful with Francoeur the rest of the day if he's got some guys on base? He's going to bat third in the next inning.
Yeah, we'll probably have to be. You know, they in front of him there's a guy who hits the ball well. You know, Beltran is a real good right-hand hitter. He's a good hitter, period, but very good right-hand hitter. So, you know, normally you'd like to pitch around him to get to the next guy, but Francoeur is so dangerous that we pretty much have to go to Beltran and then see what we can do to get around Francoeur.
Jim, we always appreciate it, and Rob and I hope we're having this conversation next April.
Well, I appreciate that. Thanks a lot, guys.
Thank you, sir.
Thanks, Jim. And I second that, Bob. I hope they give him true consideration to the managerial post. He's been steady, and he's been a rock in a very difficult situation this year.
Well, he was in a very difficult situation last year in Seattle. And I hope Jim doesn't get labeled by baseball people as somebody you just call on, you know, to take over after a manager's been fired. Players will tell you, if you get labeled as a utility guy, it's really difficult to shed that label. And now Jim's been in similar situations as a manager for the last 2 years. I hope somebody, whether it's here or somewhere, gives him a shot to start the season and finish a couple of years as the manager. You know, there's a lot of talk in town about the Redskins and Jim Zorn. And I heard Joe Theismann say on the radio today, you can't keep changing all the time. You got to stay with the same program.
You need some stability, absolutely, and give them some quality players. That's another thing. You see a lot of organizations, even with Freddie Gonzalez right now in Florida, 84 wins last year. They have 84 wins right now, and they're talking about keeping the payroll at $37 million down in Florida. They're moving into a new complex.
Now, not for 3 more years,
but you want to start shaping that team get that team into shape so they're close to a championship, and they want to dismantle every year.
Gonzalez hits the ball sharply to Valdez. I don't know how long it takes to build stadiums elsewhere, but that new ballpark in Florida is not going to be ready until the 2012 season.
Brick by brick, Bob.
Evidently.
They're going to go brick by brick. I think they have 3 guys trying to build that stadium.
Here's John Lannon. But, you know, managers will tell you, because these are all great baseball guys.
Yes.
Manny Acton knew the game. Jim Riggleman knows the game. Frank Robinson knew the game. But you got to have the horses. And the best quote I ever heard was Whitey Herzog. When the Cardinals lost Bruce Sutter to free agency, he said, I just got 40 games dumber. And this is a guy who is a brilliant manager.
No,
they know.
In defense of Manny Acta or even Randy St. Clair, you start the season with 4 rookie pitchers in this league, whether it's the NL East, the AL East, any of these divisions. It's going to be an uphill battle, and it was not an easy road this year. They used a lot of different pitchers and tried a lot of different things.
Well, evidently, Tim Redding does something against the Nats he doesn't do against anybody else. 3 perfect innings, 2-0 New York. Vermont. And so this year he transitions to his second year in professional baseball. And at High A Potomac, 133 games, steady numbers. Look at the runs, the RBIs, a respectable 264 for a kid, Rob, that you've heard is a very good defensive shortstop.
Well, you know, Pat Corrales told me today that Espinosa is every bit as good as Ian Desmond, so I think they're going to have to battle it for the two up the middle infield positions, and the winner gets shortstop and the loser gets second base, and they could be a combo for years to come. But
I like the sound of that.
They're both very talented young guys, can go both ways, offense, defense, and I think talking to everybody in this organization, this team needs to get stronger up the middle first defensively before the pitching is going to get better.
John Lannon getting lots of fly ball outs here. Three of the last, well, the last three in the air, including a line drive. And here's Beltran. So this will be an interesting sequence based on the interview we just had live with our manager. A good hitter in front of Francoeur, who's been wearing out John Lannon. Jeff Francoeur, by the way, is now 11 for 20 career against Mr. Lannon, with his double off the top of the wall in the first inning. Second inning, pardon me, after they went 1-2-3 in the first. So if Beltran gets on and he goes to second base somehow, you may not see John Lannon throw Francoeur a strike. If he gets Beltran 2 outs, nobody on, maybe you're more inclined to go after him. This will be interesting. Ooh, that pitch up and it almost took out the camera.
To 1 pitch location right there by our pitch track. It's a little bit above the strike zone.
Threw him a breaking ball, defensive swing. Well, if this guy's healthy next year, he'll be back. Carlos Beltran, one of those long-time Mets walking wounded this year. John goes fastball away and gets another defensive swing. Beltran had a bone bruise of his right knee June 22nd. And since then, he has hit safely in 66 of his 78 games.
The eyes of Josh Bard back there. Always got a eye out on the hitter. Make sure they're not peeking back peripherally. Trying to catch where the location is.
A changeup got him. Even though it was upstairs, he had Beltran way out ahead.
Beautiful.
First strikeout. But Rob, you talk about this all the time. It's the 4th inning, and John Lannon just pulled out his changeup.
Well, and I like that. I mean, he's only down 2-0 right now. Well within striking distance against Reading and the Mets. They've been able to come back, and then he breaks out the equalizer to get Beltran and now go to work with 2 outs on his nemesis.
He went soft on the first pitch, a changeup that missed outside to Francoeur, who just got his first hit of this series. Jeff swung. He hit the ball well against the Nats in New York 2 weeks ago. Swing. Where'd I pull that one out of? My wife asked me the other day, "You looking forward to the season being over?" And I said, "I'm tired of hearing myself."
It's funny how a lot of announcers, myself included, I don't like my voice. I don't want to hear me. You know, but then you'll go home, you'll be at like a gathering at Thanksgiving or Christmas, and people want to talk baseball. It's like, that's probably the last thing I want to talk about.
I know, but what else can we talk about?
I can talk about tattoos.
Now that sounds like Thanksgiving conversation to me.
Motorcycles.
All right, they get Francoeur this time. Zimmerman, a nice pick. He did hit the ball sharply. John Lannon now 7 consecutive hitters retired. And the top of the order, bottom of the fourth, Willie Harris. Well, there's the blankets they gave out today, the fleece blankets, Ron.
I've got mine.
Do you?
Yep.
Looks like Willie Harris changed bats.
Not Marco Estrada?
I don't think so. What were the Rob Dibble bats? I mean, were they? What kind of model was that?
B267.
Did you load up down on the end and have a thin handle?
No, it was just a regular stock bat.
Now let me ask you something. If you're a pitcher and you're bunting,
it was a big bat.
Would you have more of an even keel bat, or because the sluggers load up down at the end, would a bunting bat be any different?
Like a Jack Clark bat was more like a fungo. That was a very long, thin bat. I know because I got him to sign a couple for me. I was big on, whoever I gave up a home run to or a hit, I wanted them to sign the bat.
Wow.
So like Terry Pendleton, not Terry Pendleton.
Give me a hint.
Shortstop, Padres before Ozzie.
Gary Templeton?
Gary Templeton.
Well, he was traded for Ozzie Smith.
Right. And he was the first hit I gave up in the major leagues, so I had him sign a bat for me immediately. Because I kind of wanted to have all the guys that did something. First home run I gave up was Tim Raines. I had Tim Raines sign it. Just cool stuff like that. That was what I wanted as memorabilia.
Did they put any little message like "Thanks for the"?
Oh no, they were always
for the
cordial.
fastball down.
Remember, there was always this nasty boy stigma attached to myself and Norm and Randy Myers. So a lot of the hitters befriended us, or so they claim.
Yeah.
They
didn't
very
like
nice
facing
to
you.
us. Everybody but Marquise Grissom. Marquise 5 for 10 off me.
Willie takes one low, 3-2.
And so then he's trying to say around the cage today, oh, you broke all my bats on those 5 hits. Please. He was taking some BP today. He was still hitting the ball right to the wall every time.
I'll tell you who can play a little third base is Rick Eckstein. When they take early defensive reps some days, he's out there alternating with Zimmerman over there. He goes to the line well.
He was hitting the ball well today, too.
He told me, he said, my feet weren't quick enough to be a middle infielder, but I can play a little third. So he acknowledges his brother has quicker feet. He told me a great story about David Eckstein, by the way. Willie Harris in the air to center. When the Cardinals were courting Eckstein, a free agent, evidently Tony La Russa called him, and the first thing he said to David was, I understand the ball gets to first before the runner. And David said, yes, it does. And the thing that makes that story funny is David did not have a great arm.
No, he did not.
But
just
the ball
enough.
always seemed to just beat the runner to first base. And La Russa evidently said to him, that's all I care about. See you at spring training.
That's awesome.
Isn't that a great story?
Yep.
But David was one of those guys who did not have a Sean Dunston arm or an Ian Desmond arm, but all he did was throw guys out.
And Alfredo Griffin with the Angels was adamant they were going to make him into a second baseman at the major league level, and he was adamant, let him try shortstop at the major league level, and he was able to pull it off.
There are other things like positioning and instinct and knowing where to have your feet. And there's a souvenir for one of our buddies down the right field side, even though he's in Mets garb.
Oh, that's fine. Baseball's baseball.
0-2 to Dukes, and he chops one foul. I mean, any scout can scout a guy and identify a player who's got an unbelievable arm.
But
it takes trained eyes to see somebody who knows where to position himself, what his instincts are. Does he know what pitch is coming?
Well, you can't tell me the guy that evaluated Craig Biggio as a catcher. He's going back going, oh, I got this 5'8" guy. Yeah. He's a pretty good line drive hitter. You got to sign him. And the guy turns into a Hall of Famer at the major league level. These guys are pretty good at what they do. Evaluators are top of the line for me. Evaluators, scouts, those are the people that make this game.
And to me, one of the fascinating things about baseball, football, for example, basketball, when those kids come out of college, for that particular sport, they're probably at their physical peak between the ages of 22, 25, and then things start to go downhill a little bit from there. Now you have a couple of guys like Jordan and LeBron and others that doesn't happen. And the Nats have their first base hit. But in baseball, some guys are continuing to get better in their 30s and their mid-30s. And it's a fascinating game because of the time span it takes to really start to figure this game out.
It's like a cutter or a slider by Redding, and Deuce just goes back up the middle and instead of trying to pull that where he just hit a ground ball in the shortstop.
Well, let's hope the rest of the dugout took notice of that. And here's Zimmerman, who struck out on a pitch upstairs out of the strike zone first time. Now, if we hear that in Atlanta, that'll really be something. Right off the bat, right field line, long front run for Frank Coeur. And that's a dangerous little place right there, right where the stands jut out. And he got his hips right around that thing, catching the ball, 2 outs. This was interesting. Abe, Tom, and Teddy went to one side of the field. The father of our country, George, went to the other side. Guess where the tape was? Tom and Abe think they're racing for the victory here. They look up and there's no tape. And Rob, I guess this is only appropriate because our country has leaned to the left since the last election. You know, it just goes to show you George Washington was a little ahead of everybody else when it came to figuring these things out.
I like that nice cape he was sporting.
Nice. Adam Dunn lined hard to the gap in left center first time. There it goes. Is it fair? No. And I was just thinking, wouldn't it be great if he got number 39 here and then have all weekend to reach the 40 mark in Atlanta where the ball carries well? He made a bid.
Well, it's a breaking ball down and in, but it stays up just long enough for Haas to catch. Yeah, it's at foul upper deck to the left, I mean to the right of the foul pole.
0-2 now. Tim Redding's given up 18 home runs this year. And Dunn pretty much knew he was going to go away after that, so he extended to stay alive.
Pat Corrales was marveling at his 38th home run. He said that they were laughing in the dugout. He got jammed so bad, and he still hit a home run.
Yeah.
And we talked about that up here. He's just so big and strong that if he can get most of the arms extended, I don't think too many ballparks can hold him.
He hooks one, caught by Fernando Tatis, who has played a lot of third base. So he just took the hot corner principles over to the other side at the infield. Dukes stranded, and a good play by Tatis. 2-0 Mets into the 5th.
Can't control. You know, they're out of your control, and you just got to do what you can do. And I learned how to just attack a little more. You know, I got the walks down, so that's a huge thing for me. I can't really be nibbling, and I kind of realize what kind of pitcher I am. So that's a big. I think that's a big step as a ball player, to realize who you are, and not to try to do too much.
Keep the ball down, let the defense do the work, and of course, your best friend. You got to rely on that ground ball double play, Bob.
We got one back in the second, Debbie. Thank you. John walked 72 hitters last year in 182 innings. He's over 200 innings now. He's walked one today, giving him a total of 67. So not a dramatic turnaround, but John has better control this year. Let's see how the strikeouts shake up. 117 last year, and right now he has 86. So he's pitching more to contact. And we know because of his ERA under 4, John's record should probably be 13-9 instead of the other way around. He strikes out Fernando Tatis.
Well, and when I talked to him about the defense, and he, you know, you heard in the statement there, he said, I can't control it. That's what we talked about. You can't control the defense. You can't control the offense. You can control your emotions. And that's why I said this guy is so even-keeled, level-headed.
Yep.
A lot of guys, and you remember Derek Lowe as a youngster, would be screaming into his glove and losing it out on the mound. You can't be that way. You're the leader. Everybody goes off of what you're doing. So John Lannon has been amazing all year in just some of the worst circumstances a pitcher can face.
Yeah.
And you wouldn't know it. Now, he did tell me that internally he's going crazy and it upsets the heck out of him, and no one would like that. I wouldn't like it either. But he doesn't let it show on the outside, and that's a really good thing to have when you're 25 years old.
Well, especially when you're a young staff leader.
Yep.
Guys who are older than him but with less major league experience look up to John. Out to short. Desmond able to wait for the second hop, and 2 quick outs. We're going to check in with Aflac and our final home trivia of the year. Medwick's been outstanding this year.
He's looking right at me.
Looks really good in his home white uniform, by the way. Which pitcher the most home wins for the Nationals since '05? Would that be Tim Redding? Zimmerman grabs the one hopper from Valdez. Right on target. 10 in a row for John Lannon. Middle of the 5th inning. Willingham, Bard, and Desmond coming up. And John. Out of the bullpen in a lot of ball games when the Nats were behind. I think he had 7 or 8 wins out of the bullpen 2 years ago. Big John Roush. Leave on second. Lannon right there. The Chief and Saul. Bottom of the fifth, Willingham leads off. The Nats only have one hit against Tim Redding. Redding a career 2.08, and it's going down, maybe down to 2 by now, against the Montreal Washington franchise. Right up the middle. That seems to be where the hits are. And that's Josh Willingham taking a great swing, his first base hit of this series. That had to feel good. I hope Josh can finish strong and get up around 270 by Sunday. Did Willie Harris like it?
Get up there. Get up. Hey, here we go. Here we go. It's go time.
He's a cheerleader. I love Willie. Hot Rod, as Rob calls him.
Hot Rod. He's a good man. Good man.
Hot Rod Harris. Josh Bart flied to left first time. They play him to pull in the outfield. Mets middle infielders looking at each other. Double play depth. Now, I always hear that they cover their mouths with their gloves. They look at each other. Whoever opens his mouth is covering, right? What if they both do it?
No, they're talking about. You can also talk about what the pitch is going to be thrown and things like that. Okay. They don't want somebody else hearing it.
You assume with a left-handed batter,
right,
that the shortstop is covering,
unless maybe it's a breaking ball or something, and then they'll switch off and say, "Oh, I got it." Most of the time, I don't think they're doing anything. I think they're just trying to throw off somebody who's trying to steal signs or something. But that's why it's important for middle infielders to play together for a while, because you got to learn each's little idiosyncrasies. I talked to Clint Barmas of the Rockies yesterday, and he's talking about Troy Tulowitzki. He was also talking about his corner infielders in Stewart and in Todd Helton, and saying they're so good that he can take chances up the middle and position himself maybe differently than if it was a lesser first baseman. So I think that all that stuff is interesting. Once again, the Rockies a few years ago set the record, all-time record for fewest errors in a season when they went to the World Series, and this year they're fourth. They're the fourth best fielding team in the National League. They have like 85 errors. Once again, it's about defense, but I think it's as much about playing together almost on an everyday basis that helps those guys.
And as Jim Riggleman told me during our Mass and Video blog yesterday, he feels pitching has something to do with that, because let's face it, this pitching staff has given up a lot of rockets this year, and it's been a daily challenge for the defense to make plays that maybe other ball clubs don't have to make.
And that's why I said, that's why I think Ryan Zimmerman deserves even more votes, because he's on third base for a lot of this pitching that's gone on this year.
3-2, runner goes. Bard takes it.
Hits the umpire.
And the Nats have 2 on, nobody out. Yeah, I'm not sure Omer Santos ever caught that ball or even came close. Next up is Ian Desmond, who last night hit a 2-run homer, also had a double and a steal. That's a quick bat. That really didn't look like a home run swing as far as extension and all that, but man, did he get around quick. So the Mets infield gathers around. And Desmond now will gather and check in with Pat Listash. There's something on here. He wants to make sure he's got it right. Dan Warthen, the Mets pitching coach. And the Nats have their first threat of the day. .83 miles an hour. The young hitter pulled off that pitch.
He's trying to go to the right side to move the runners up. No outs. Now that you're behind the count, you got to protect. Try to get a base hit. That means pulling one down the line. Go for it.
Oh, 2. Pitches already this inning, no batters retired. And a breaking ball hit fair.
Yeah.
That'll advance both runners. All right, one unassisted. That's as good as a sacrifice bunt. And it sets up things for Alberto Gonzalez here.
Beautiful thing and effective off the end of the bat. A good pitch by Redding, but Ian was able to move the runners up. Second and third with one out, and that's his job.
And a contact hitter coming up. Gonzalez bounced out to short. Valdez playing very deep. David Wright's even with the bag. Everybody else back. There's an RBI for the taking here. And you know they don't want to get cute and walk him with the pitcher coming up next to one out. So Gonzalez should get pitches to hit here. That's good ID by Gonzalez on 2 breaking balls. They play Alberto the other way in the outfield. There's a lot of room down the left field line and in that left center gap. Foul tip. Redding hasn't thrown him a fastball yet.
Well, you know a younger player wants to be aggressive. And right there, Redding uses his aggressiveness against him, but a good swing on that ball.
Way outside, ball 3.
Well, I think with the pitcher up, he is pitching him carefully, but too careful. The pitch wasn't anywhere close.
Fastball. Gonzalez just got under it. And the count's full, 3-2. Two 2-0 Mets, bottom of the 5th. Tying runs at second base. And a very important first run, 90 feet closer. Breaking ball right off the catcher's mask. Gonzalez hanging tough here. He has struck out 26 times this year in 280 at bats. So he makes contact more than 90% of the time. Yeah, you know, when he was slumping, it wasn't like he was striking out. He was just hitting easy fly balls, getting under everything. That ball's hit with authority.
They get one in.
And it'll drive in a run. Josh Bard has to hold at second. That's a great at bat by Alberto Gonzalez. His 31st RBI of the year. And the Nats are on the board. 2-1.
I couldn't agree with you more, Bob. This is an excellent at-bat. Pitcher on deck. Redding pitching him extremely careful. All over the zone. Breaking balls, change-ups, fastballs. And he fought him hard, and he won the battle with a fly ball to left field. Now the pitcher comes up, 2 outs. Still has a runner in scoring position, but you didn't want to come away from that inning empty-handed.
John Lannon has 8 hits this year, no RBIs. He did drive in a run 2 years ago. Come on, John, that's enough of a drought. Look at this.
No.
But the left fielder's playing shallow, and Pat Listash has to hold Josh Bard. Good swing by John Lannon. He'll keep the inning alive for Willie Harris. Tough to get RBIs when they play it so shallow. And the Nats have 2 hits in the inning.
Well, and no offense to Josh Bard, he doesn't run that well. He's had a bad hip, he's had a bad groin, and Pat holds him here with 2 outs, and you got the top of the order coming up.
Well, look where Pagan is.
Now, Pagan was 20 feet, 30 feet behind shortstop.
Here's Willie Harris. Willie's driven in 27 this year. But the Nats have gotten Redding's pitch count in this inning from the high 50s to the low 80s. He's due to lead off in the 6th.
And he doesn't go 100 pitches that often, so good job by the offense.
Tim Redding has 1 career complete game, and that came for the Nats last season. And that was a 1-0 loss, 8 innings at San Francisco last season. Breaking ball low. You can hear that swing on our microphone. July 24th last year, Matt Cain shut out Tim Redding 1-0. Cain threw a 4-hitter, Redding threw a 7-hitter. Willie, a swing and a foul tip, and the inning's over. The Nats pick up a run, 2 hits around a walk and a sacrifice, 2-1 into the 6th. Take care. By the way, you can put in your deposit for a 2010 season ticket. 202-675-NATS or nationals.com/2010. Guaranteed seating, ticket price savings, discounts on merchandise, exclusive events. Come and join us on a daily or a nightly basis here next year. Love to see you at the ballpark. Tim Redding bounced out to third. Fair winds and following seas.
It's interesting, my brother was on a submarine. They were under the water most of the time. I'll have to ask him what they used to say. Get me out of here.
I need a weekend leave.
He took me on his
one time. That's tough.
I'm claustrophobic as it is, and it was in port. Get me off this thing.
Yeah.
You know, I'm 6'3½", and it's about 6 feet of room.
Yeah. I could see you with a wrench pounding on that hull.
The problem was the boat wouldn't be in distress. I'd be like, I just want to get out of here.
2-2 to Redding. Lanning throws a fastball by him. John's third strikeout today. Top of the order now, Pagan and Hernandez. John Lanning retiring 11 consecutive Mets since the RBI hit by Omir Santos in the second. That double play ball that he got on Wilson Valdez really got him rolling. His teammates have a run. A one-run ball game. A chopper, left side. Desmond charges. And as he made the exchange, he booted it. That'll be his 6th error. I'm sure the speed of Pagan influenced that, but Rob, he did everything right except make the throw.
Well, he tried to rush the transfer, as you said. You got a really fast runner right here. It's a slow hopper. He's running in, running towards home. Can't pick it out of his mitt. Here you see he just lost the grip right there, and it was over at that point.
Anderson Hernandez, the hitter. The thing I've noticed, though, about Desmond, he is, as a shortstop, he's like Zimmerman at third. He's very aggressive. He charges balls, and it looks like he doesn't lay back and let anything play him.
But what I like, he's got his body under control. So even though he is quick, just like Zim, on getting the balls, he's usually pretty smooth with the transfer and things like that. That's why, you know, he looks like a seasoned guy even though he's a rookie. And he just has this air about him. We've talked about it before. Not many guys come up here and just feel like they belong. He does.
Well, and think about how many young shortstops we've seen over the years who have great arms, and they'll sit back on their heels because they want to show off that arm. But Desmond has the instinct to come in on the ball, charge, play aggressively. That's a really little shortstop glove he's got on. He has what appears to be a glove a second baseman would wear. And Zimmerman doesn't use the biggest glove in the world either.
No, he's got a below average size glove over at third base. And that's the shortstop's glove. And Ian Desmond, he's got a very small one. Well, the guys that got to get rid of the ball quick, you don't want a deep pocketed glove. You don't want a big outfielder's glove. You're not going to use that in the infield. You want to be able, I mean, Ron Oster would catch the ball on the backside of his glove when he did the transfer on a double play. That's how gifted he was. I was actually watching Barry Larkin on the MLB channel talk about that and the different drills they used to do with flat boards and bare hands and things like that, because you don't really want to catch the ball all the way deep in your glove. It's harder to get out. You want to get it into your bare hand, your throwing hand, as quickly as possible. But he's pretty good too at the double play balls. That double play ball from Gonzo to him earlier in the ball game, he stayed there. He knew he was going to take a hit at second, and he made the good throw to first base.
Yeah, runners don't seem to bother him.
Nope.
That double play he turned on Ryan Howard still sticks in my mind from a couple of weeks ago. Well, we've had all kinds of weather here today. Currently, it's cloudy and cool. at the ballpark. Bob Carpenter, Rob Dibble, Debbie Taylor, Mass in HD. Our finale here at home before the Nats head on to Atlanta tonight and finish with 4 against the wild card contending Braves. Runner goes again. Anderson Hernandez keeps making contact.
I'm fixing to break this fleece blanket out here in a little bit. Starting to get a little nippy. I am getting old.
Yeah, I think California's thinned out your blood a little bit. There you go.
See? How about his age?
You can use it as a shawl, a blanket, take it on a picnic,
a brooch, or a hat.
And as the guy said in Caddyshack, looks good on you.
Ooh, what do you get?
Now this is interesting. Look at the flyouts from John today.
Well, I think that they have reversed their games because Tim Redding's gotten a lot of ground ball outs today.
Runner going again. Although 4 of the last 6 hitters have hit the ball on the ground, and the only interruptions to that, strikeouts. So the last fly ball was David Wright, and he's on deck. John Lannon, the one guy on this staff who keeps the pitch count low on a consistent basis. He understands what kind of pitcher he is from those comments he made to Debbie Taylor earlier.
And you keep thinking he's 32, 33 years, he's 25.
I know.
But when you talk to him, and I talk to him often, he sounds like he's been around for 10 years.
Just had a birthday 3 days ago. He turned 25 one day before Ryan Zimmerman did.
Okay, so he had his glove over his face there. What was he doing?
Class of 05. Most wins, and Lincecum leading the way. Pelfrey pitched well here last night. Matt Garza helped Tampa Bay into the playoffs last year.
Slowey with the Twins doing a great job this year. Owings got traded over to the Reds. Can hit and pitch.
There's John. John got his 15th career win at Yankee Stadium. And he's at 20 now with a record of 20 and 30. But when you look at the ERA through his first 69 starts, 3.94, that record should be reversed.
And he needs a better defense behind him. He's like a Greg Maddux or somebody like that, a Tom Glavine, where they're going to roll a lot of ground balls. They're not strikeout pitchers. They need the defense to be in tune with him. And he works up tempo. He's not going to bore the defense into errors. So, you know, we get some guys that can be slick pickers behind him. He'll be fine.
Two-two pitch, runner goes. Finally, the guy hits one fair. At least it's flirting with the line. And Elijah Dukes is there to grab it for the second out. Pretty good battle. And John against New York teams, and this includes his victory against the Yankees, 3-2. But check out the ERA. Only the second pitcher from the Empire State to get the Yanks and the Mets in the same season. Here's David Wright. Jason Marquis, a New York guy, is the other with that great sinker of his. Marquis instrumental in the Rockies winning last night, even though it took him extra innings. Chris Iannetta, one of their catchers, with a home run. Ripped. Zimmerman off the glove, and Desmond over to retrieve it. That would be a tough error to give him. We'll see how they score it. Exmo, that play looks a lot easier than it was.
Yeah, it was a shot.
Oh, they give him an error. Wow. I think that's going to get changed.
You give him an error on that one, and the other night they gave him a hit where I felt it should have been an error.
Now, and we must point out, we have 3 different guys who rotate as official scorers here.
Yeah, this is a seed. This is a one-hot shot.
There's no way that's an in.
Yeah. But the other day it was a slow hopper that went under his glove that I felt he should have made the play. They gave him a hit.
Now it's 0-2 to Beltran as John Lannon just painted one near his hands on the inside corner. So the Mets have a chance to increase their lead here.
It's all right. He's still a great fielder.
Target away. Is it off speed? It looked like a breaking ball down. And you saw Josh Bard emphasizing down, down with that mitt. So to this point, 2 errors in the inning. And a dangerous hitter in there. Francour's on deck in a 2-1 game.
Yeah, I think the managers probably already know who the Gold Glove winner is this year. They vote on the Gold Glove.
Well, I'm glad it's them. Off-speed breaking ball. For an award like that, that's a little different than voting somebody onto the All-Star team. I think the guys who play and manage the game and coach the game should have that say. I mean, based on attendance and balloting in the ballpark, a Yankee, a Philly, a Red Sox player would win that every year. A Dodger or an Angel. Inside, wow. 2-2.
Nice pitch.
Appeared to be inside from up here.
Well, it looks like it went right over the plate. I come right back in there again. And he does.
Anderson Hernandez and Carlos Beltran have caused John Lannon, not to mention the errors, to throw a lot of additional pitches in this 6th inning. Souvenir Cam nabs another.
Well, Matty is on the souvenir cam tonight. Matty, hit him with the camera and grab the ball.
No, come on, that's a little harsh.
That would be what I do. That's why they don't let me do the camera.
Off speed.
Only stings for a second. Remember that when your mom told you when you're getting a shot? Well, it's only going to hurt for a second.
Copyrighted telecast presented by authority of the Washington Nationals. May not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And a base hit. Mets lead 3-1. Unearned run. The accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Washington Nationals. Any runs in this inning will be unearned because of the errors. The Desmond one is the one that really hurt because it was a routine play.
Looks like a cutter. Hits the ground ball, but just a little too far up the middle for Desmond.
Hey, credit Beltran. He fouled off several pitches. That was a very good at bat.
Guy's making a lot of money to hit some baseballs. Sometimes you got to tip your hat. And like you said, he is pretty good. And you heard Jim Riggleman, our manager, say he's a really good right-handed hitter.
Well, I remember one time Bear Bryant got tired of people grousing about a loss or two. You know, he said, hey, the other guys are on scholarship too. And reaching out for one is Francoeur. Dukes is there. And John Lannon limits the damage despite 2 errors. Dukes, Zimmerman, and Dunn coming up. Elijah hitting .318 with an on-base average of .450. For John Lannon, some nice damage control right there.
Absolutely. I mean, he got into some trouble in that inning, was worked out of it, and threw a really nice pitch to Beltran. Beltran fought him off, got a base hit, but then he came back, got the guy that pretty much owns him in Jeff Francoeur. So he's doing a great job keeping his team in the game as usual. He's one of the best at that, so now it's time to get him some runs.
Willie Harris likes it as Elijah Dukes swings hard, hits a soft little roller for a base hit down the third base line. Now with Zimmerman and Dunn coming up, the Nats a chance to answer right back here. Oh, it's a nicely played bunt.
Great bunt by Elijah Dukes to get some stuff going.
That's how you play baseball.
Willie Harris loves it.
That's playing baseball right there. Play some baseball.
Big man bunting his way on.
Mickey Mantle used to do it all the time.
Hey, Dukes is 2 for 3 today. Ryan Zimmerman representing the tying run. Redding gets it in there. John Lannon had to throw 20 pitches last inning because of those errors. But the Nats are very much in the ball game here.
Just missed it.
Yep.
He knew.
Valdez. 1-on-1 out here in the bottom of the 6th. Major League Baseball's postseason is coming up. It begins on October 7th. The Division Series on TBS. Catch it all on TBS and Fox. And the Nats are scheduled to be on Fox at Atlanta at 4 o'clock this Saturday. Rob and I will not be with you. And if Atlanta's eliminated and Fox doesn't carry that game, it'll still be played at 4 o'clock, and we will be prevented from bringing it to you. So we'll join you from Atlanta tomorrow night, Friday night, and then wrap it all up Sunday afternoon. So you think you have 3 more telecasts in you after this one?
Absolutely.
All right.
I think you and I should sit in front of a TV and just do the game anyway. Just to, you know.
Saturday?
Yeah. We don't want to lose that edge.
Right.
You know, it's
well,
a hitter.
That'd be great for me because I can further soak in your commentary when not having to keep score. Or I'll just soak it all in. Oh. We'll get Ray on the phone.
Ray, by the way, boy, he can give you a bear hug. He's like a polar bear.
I'm still trying to get Ray to explain to me, after knowing him now for 20 years, what cheesy peaks means. Something will happen. He'll go, cheese and peace. Must be a Georgia thing. Maybe Willie Harris knows. Adam Dunn's hit 2 line drives today. 1 to left center, 1 to the first baseman. Hit a bomb foul his last time up.
Well, time one of these curveballs correctly and just crush it out of here. 2-1, probably going to get a curveball. Some kind of off speed.
Reading leading by 2 runs. He throws that one away. Duke's down to second base with 1 out.
It's kind of hard to predict the 58-foot fastball.
Ruled a wild pitch. Runner in scoring position. And that changes the Mets defense now, because with Dukes at second, David Wright has to go back over toward third, and Tim Redding may have hurt himself unleashing that fastball. Trainer, manager, catcher, umpire heading for the mound.
Blister. I think he has a blister. Well, they would know on their bench if he's been fighting a blister, and you saw him shake his hand after the pitch.
So Bobby Parnell up and throwing.
Pretty close game. The pitching line there is 3-1 Mets, but 3 hits by the Mets, 4 hits by the Nationals. These are 2 guys that have to throw strikes, and they have to pitch every speed in their repertoire because they can't overpower you.
3-1 to Dunn. Adam gets under it. Beltran, 2 outs. And Adam Dunn is 0 for 10 in this series.
I think he's pressing a little bit. I think he wants the 40. He wants to go out with a bang here. And you and I both know you can't swing for home runs.
Yeah, the home runs come when you're swinging for
Right.
line drives.
When he's swinging free and easy and just doing what he does with a bat, the balls just jump off his bat. But when you try to lift and separate and drop that back half.
Here's Josh Willingham, who rifled one up the middle last time. 1 for 5 in the series. Looking for RBI number 62. And he'll get under one. The Nats had a leadoff single. A runner at second with 1 out. That's where Dukes is stranded. On to the 7th. New York leads 3-1.
think you're scared, but if you can't hit the changeup, you're not going to throw him a fastball.
That's a fair ball right on the chalk line by Tatis. Willingham plays it well. Safe. Right on the line. Rob Drake saw it.
Well played, though, by Willingham. One hop right here on the line.
Had Gonzalez put the glove right
on the bag.
down.
Yep, he went for the leg.
Yeah. And I think part of that is when you slide feet first, second baseman, shortstops, they're reluctant to stick their nose in there and stick that glove down in front of the bag for you to slide into it. You come in head first, they'll go right after you. That was a good slide by Tatis, and here's Santos, the catcher, who's already driven in 1 run today. Duke's got a great jump on that ball, and he's there for the first out. Wilson Valdez will be next. Things are happening quickly here because John Lannon's around the plate. Might be John's last inning. He's almost at 100 pitches, and he's due to bat 4th in the 7th.
Well, and I also look at Gonzo, more of a shortstop, learning the trade of a second baseman. That can be fixed by Pat Listash, just teaching him to put that glove right down by the edge of the bag.
John Lannon's final start of the year. 4 games remaining. There might be a scenario where John Lannon would make one more start. Perish the thought of a rainout in Atlanta over the weekend and a game necessary on Monday because of the wild card. The Nats would probably come back with John Lannon in a situation like that. There's a fastball up in the strike zone, outside corner, 3-1.
Fastball up and away, gets the call.
Valdez took a big swing.
You like that when the umpire can get you back in the count. Now he comes in, throws a better pitch.
Yeah, but in a pitcher's mind, those never make up for the ones they missed, right?
No.
Oh, there's Gary Sheffield now. Tim Redding was coming on deck, and now it's Gary Sheffield. We have not seen him in the series, and we didn't see him in the series in New York. Valdez out of control, and he strikes out. John Lannon's 4th of the day. So in comes Gary Sheffield, 500 home run hitter.
High cheese. Came back from 3-0, got the call from the ump, and then struck Valdez out. And now they're going to put Gary Sheffield on.
Yeah, why pitch to him?
Hey, thanks for coming.
Sheffield, 509 big league home runs, 10 of those this year. Well, the good news is Tim Redding's done after 95 pitches. Maybe the Nats can get something done against the Mets bullpen. They'll have 1 inning left to try to make John Lannon a winner. So Redding gives up 1 run on 4 hits in 6 innings, and with a 2-run lead, Jerry Manuel pulls him. I frankly am a bit surprised because he just sacrificed Gary Sheffield there. He had to know the Nats wouldn't pitch to him. Top of the order coming up. You can go online shopping with the Nats at Nationals.com. Largest online selection of authentic team gear, including official caps, t-shirts, jerseys, collectibles, straight from the source at Nationals.com. By the way, I've had a lot of people lately ask me about our scorebooks. We sold out, and we are going to continue that. There will be a shipment of scorebooks in the team store before the holidays, and they make nice gifts for your favorite baseball fans, so we'll take care of that in the next month or so. But we did sell out this year, and we'll have more in there probably by the 1st of November. And the team store at the ballpark is open all the time. And a bounce it is short. Desmond to Gonzalez. And a scoreless top of the 7th for John Lannon. The Mets have only stranded 3 runners today. So John pitched.
Gentlemen, please join us as we honor our great country. Here to perform God Bless America, once again, National Symphony Orchestra violinist Glenn Donnellan.
Showing you some beautiful shots from around the stadium today. Famous Dave's Barbecue, so famous it won over 400 national and regional awards, including Best Ribs, Best Sauce, and Best Place to bring the entire family. I wonder if he... Famous Dave's Exmo catching Willingham, catching the ball. Beltran not able to catch up to that Landon pitch. And then the defense. Dave's Famous Barbecue, or Famous Dave's Barbecue, catching the slow-mo action of a Ryan Zimmerman catch and throw. So you think when Tim Redding eats some of that Famous Dave's Barbecue, it gets in his beard?
Well, it would blend right in. Hey, hats off to Tim Redding. A good outing today.
Another good outing, yep.
95 pitches, 59 strikes. He stops the Nats to the tune of 1 run on 4 hits. He walked 1, struck out 2. Pitching to contact most of the day.
Back-to-back great outings against his former team. 7 innings, 4 hits, I think 2 runs, 1 earned against us the last time.
Yeah, so that's 2 earned runs in 13 innings against Tim. And, of course, back on June 5th here, he gave the Nats 1 run on 6 hits in 6 innings. So 19 innings, 3 earned runs given up by Tim Redding against the Nats. Josh Bard, Ian Desmond, Alberto Gonzalez. Zach Segovia. John Lannon walked only 1 guy today in 7 innings. That hurt. Beltran back in the 2nd. leading to a couple of runs, and then the unearned run after the 2 errors in the 6th. So John's gone 7, giving up 3 runs, 2 earned, 4 hits, a walk, and 4 strikeouts.
(110 pitches, 71 for strikes. Just another impressive outing by John Lannon.
(110 pitches, huh? Wow, that's stretching him out some.
Well, like you said, it could be his last start, and then he will be part of the Johnny Hole staff come the final game of the season.
3-2 to Bard. And don't forget, while the Braves are playing the Nationals 4 starting tomorrow, the Rockies will start a 3-game series to end the season at Dodger Stadium. Now it is 3, the spread between the Rockies and the Braves. But those 2 scenarios, you don't know. The Nationals have not won a game in Atlanta this year. They're 0-5 there.
Oh, we're fixing to change that, Bob.
Well, of course.
We go down there and sweep.
But there are people looking at the schedule saying, Atlanta's got that Washington club for 4, and Colorado has to go to L.A. Good battle here by Josh. 3-2 pitch again. And another out of play. Bard tapping that bat on the ground to see if he broke it.
Well, this gentleman, Mr. Parnell, can throw upwards of 100 miles an hour. And I'm sure it doesn't feel great when you're hitting off this guy either when he hits your bat.
Yeah, if you don't hit the sweet spot, ouch. That helps. Josh heard that one go by, and he's aboard. Now the Nats could use a pinch runner here. Parnell walks the first man he faces. Pete Orr's on the bench. Maxwell, Padilla, guys who can fly. The Nationals have 3 catchers, but right now no move to replace the very slow and often injured Josh Bard. If he gets to second base, I bet they'll make a move. But maybe you're wondering, why not go ahead and do it now? It might help you stay out of a force or a double play. Here's Desmond. And a little chopper. Well, Bard does a good job of getting in the way of Valdez. And with Desmond running, a 1 outfielder's choice.
Next game coming up on Masson 2 at 7 o'clock tomorrow versus the Atlanta Braves will be Garrett Mock for the Washington Nationals. 3-10 with a 5.9 ERA. Last 6 starts, 0-5 with a 7 earned run average against Tommy Hanson, the 22nd round pick. 11-4 with a 2.9 earned run average. This season against the Nationals, he's 2-0 with a 2.6 earned run average. Coverage begins at 6:30 with Nats Extra, hosted by Johnny Holiday and Ray Knight.
Christian Guzman on deck to hit for John Lannon. Alberto Gonzalez 0 for 1 with a sac fly. Bottom 7, Nats trail 3-1. Hits are even at 4. Runner goes. And right next to the runner. Safe. And that makes everybody safe. Anderson Hernandez with a poor decision. You're up by 2. Get the sure out. He didn't do it.
2 days in a row, some poor defense by the Mets middle infielders.
And Hernandez in on 2 of those 3 plays.
Well, right here, great job. You see him off balance, but he's still trying to hit behind the runner. This is more of a run and hit. Desmond takes off. He hits it. Doesn't get into a situation there where he gets hit with the ball. So Hernandez should have taken the sure out at first. Tried for the great out at second and lost.
Nats get a break. Still only 1 out. And Christian Guzman, who's been relegated to pinch hitting duty lately. He's 3 for 12 with a pinch hit RBI. When you're up by a couple and you make a base running mistake, it'll come back to haunt you. The Mets are up by a couple and they've made a defensive mistake. Let's see if the Nats can take advantage. Guzman ahead in the count. 2-0. Parnell's already walked 1 batter this inning.
Mets don't have anybody loosening in their pen right now. It's Parnell and then Parnell.
Guzman gets jammed. Easy fly ball. That's not what you're looking for when the count's 2-0. Willie Harris will be next. Bergman and Segovia. Probably Segovia if the Nats are down 3-1 going into the 8th. And if they tie the ball game, we'll probably see Jason Bergman. Or even if they score 1, we could see Bergman. A changeable message as the day goes on.
Maybe your husband works on a pit crew for NASCAR.
So how many laps do we have left in this season?
4.5 laps to go.
Willie 0 for 3 today, 2 flies and a strikeout. And Parnell another 2-0 count.
Hot Rod's due for a big hit. How about a double or a homer into that bullpen?
30 of his 73 hits this year have gone for extra bases.
It's a pretty good 2-0 hitter.
That pitch was a fly ball waiting to happen.
Yeah.
Glad he laid off.
Laid off too. 94 outside.
Two and two. And a fastball is outside. This is important. Now the runners will be moving. Desmond and Gonzalez on the move. Harris right at the second baseman, Hernandez. And the Nats are gone. The Mets gave them a chance. They didn't take advantage. 6 stranded, 3-1 into the 8th. one earned run 3 times in a row. Here's the AT&T Rapid Rewind. And John Lannon giving up a couple of runs early, Rob, because of a walk and a couple of RBIs in the second inning, and then Tim Redding was outstanding.
But he settled down, and Tim Redding once again using that breaking ball effectively, keeping the national hitters off balance. Had a blister, battled that. That basically got him out of the game after 6 innings.
AT&T, the nation's fastest 3G network, your world delivered. Zach Segovia takes. The Mets have the top of the order. Zach with Debbie Taylor.
Well, Bob, one of the things that Zach said in his last couple of outings, he's just been more relaxed. He said when he was in Philadelphia, he came up with the Phillies, and he put a lot of pressure on himself to perform. And one of his friends, his best friends, is Cole Hamels, and he told him, too, just relax, don't put so much pressure on yourself, and you'll do better. And I think that that's why he's been pitching a little better lately.
Yeah, he only had 5 innings total with the Phillies. 2 years ago, he made 1 start. So the Phils didn't take much of a look at him. He made 24 other starts that year at a couple of different levels. He was all over the map last year. Reading, Clearwater, Gulf Coast, Hagerstown, Potomac. Then he went 4-1 at Harrisburg. And here he is in the big league striking out. Angel Pagan to lead off. Or pardon me, Anderson Hernandez to lead off.
0-2 pitch, nice moving fastball at 93 miles an hour.
And David Wright, 0 for 3, 2 fly balls. And he hit the ball that could have been ruled a base hit, but they gave Ryan Zimmerman an error. Pretty good fastball away to challenge him. Long run for Dukes, and Elijah can't quite reach the foul ball. Two. He had Wright reaching. Zimmerman, easy cutoff. Nice big hop. 2 quick outs. Well, one of the last times our cameras will give you a look at Nationals Park until next April. I think of interest to a lot of our fans will be the Red Sox coming in here for an exhibition game right before the season starts. Beltran gone. Desmond takes care of business. Here we go, bottom 8. Dukes, Zimmerman, done coming up. Zach Segovia gets the Nationals a scoreless half inning up on that board. So this could be one of the last chances the Nats have here. 2, 3, and 4. Duke, Zimmerman, and Dunn against hard-throwing Bobby Parnell. Elijah today 2 for 3. Bouncing ball up the middle, a bunt down the third baseline, and a batting average sitting on just under 260. Intriguing guy, Rob, in the number 2 spot. Some managers like a little pop in that part of the lineup.
A little pop, his on base percentage.
Which, as I mentioned earlier, is 450 over the last month, when Elijah's hit 318.
When the Dodgers were in, Andre Ethier was in the 2 hole, 31 homers, 100 plus RBIs. Very powerful number 2 guy.
On the 1st of September, when the Nationals were in San Diego, Elijah Dukes was hitting 249. So he's had a good month.
Hitting, I know his average hasn't gone up that much. It's up 9 points, but he's way more patient at the plate, more selective. And there, you know, all the walks that he's getting, but he's a different player since he went down to the minor leagues. Defensively, offensively, around the clubhouse. I mean, he's a totally different person now.
Target in on 1 and 2. Severely jammed. What a pitch by Parnell. 1 out.
Well, he got ahead with the slow break and stuff, 88 mile an hour, and it's not really slow, but this guy throws close to 100. So he worked ahead so far with the breaking ball, then he jammed him the 96 in on the hands.
Mike Morse has had an interesting week. We'll cover the bases with him. Hope he can join us from Atlanta tomorrow night. Rob will get together with Mike Morse.
Well, I spoke with him today, and I'm happy for him because he was told from some friends and family about up in Seattle. There's been some talk about the Langerhans for him trade
being a little one-sided,
right? And they're saying, well, why did we give away so much power and the guy that's so versatile?
That ball's well hit by Zimmerman. Did he get it? It's just out of here.
Beautiful.
Ryan's 33rd of the year. He takes over the team lead in RBIs with 104.
He gets a 1-0, 97 mile an hour heater down Broadway. And this kid is just strong. He powers that ball. Look at the head down. Gorgeous swing. And it gets right in the corner of that center field nook and cranny out there. Goodbye.
Well, the Nats finally get a hit against Bobby Parnell. Now we'll have a pitching change for the Mets. Pedro Feliciano coming in to face Adam Dunn. Into the twilight. And just over the wall.
Those all-time numbers, Bob.
Tony Batista right before the Expos came here.
Tim Wallach was just here.
Yes, he was. And that's Larry Parrish, who was a big, strong third baseman.
All right, I'm going to read you something real quick here that I saw in the stat.
Hurry up, because Dunn's about to tie the game.
Ryan Zimmerman is just the second player in Major League Baseball history to have 30 home runs, 100 RBI, 100 runs scored on a 100-loss team.
Wow.
Second all-time. The only other Major League Baseball player to do so, Chuck Klein of the 1930 Phillies, 40 homers, 170 RBI, 158 runs on a 52-102 team.
170 RBIs. Yikes.
He was just off that year.
And Dunn gets jammed. And Adam Dunn is now 0 for 11 in this series. That's the shortstop Valdez. 2 outs. Let's see if Jerry Manuel's going to change pitchers again, and he is, with Josh Willingham coming up. That little guy looking up at the scoreboard. He's doing all the thinking through this situation.
Don't throw the ball, young man.
And he knows the Mets are going to bring in a right-hander to face Josh Willingham. So Pedro Feliciano, one of the busiest pitchers in baseball, does his job. Willingham coming up with 2 outs in the 8th. Back to Nats Park in a moment.
Desmond, look at him stay in right here. Santos barreling in. He stays in long enough to get off a very good throw to first and complete the double play, and also avoid taking the hit. Of course, like freeze camp.
Right-hander Sean Green, former Seattle Mariner, 77 appearances. Second on the team to the 87. Yes, 87 of Pedro Feliciano. Rob Dibble's favorite left-handed reliever now.
But he's
other than the Nats.
87 appearances, about 65 innings.
Well, you just saw it. He got one guy. See ya. Nice day's work. And a sidewinder is Sean Green. Josh Willingham 1 for 3 with a base hit up the middle and a run scored today. Sean Green, by the way, the first ever Louisville Cardinal from the U of L to make it to the major leagues. A school known for great hoops, pretty good football lately. And he's a Louisville guy from Mayo High School. 30 years of age. Got 72 games for Seattle last year.
Got a Louisville Slugger glove on.
Why not?
Keep it all in the family.
We know they wanted to name the minor league team there the Louisville Sluggers.
But they wouldn't let them.
That company wouldn't let them. So they're the Bats. 2-1 to Willingham, who's hit 24 home runs. And he pulls it, and David Wright is guarding the line. Low throw. That's an error. And Willingham's going to second base.
He's in easy.
David Wright with his 18th error of the year. And the Mets are trying to give the Nats the game again.
This is a deep play in the hole. David Wright takes his time, comes up, and he fires a little short of the mark. And Fernando Tatis not even close to making the play. It looked like it hit him in the wrist.
You know, that was a long enough hop.
No, that was
that Tatis should have been able to handle that.
A normal first baseman should make that play.
That wasn't even in between. So the Nats get some speed out there now with Justin Maxwell.
And I know what you're talking about, a short hop that's in the dirt that's really tough to pick. He had some time to set up on that play.
Josh Bard, the hitter. So the Mets have now made 5 errors in this 3-game series. And we'll see how costly this one is. Fastball low and away. Off speed. He got a strike with it the first time. That one inside. And 2-1 to Josh, who's driven in 31 runs this year. Inside, 3-1.
Give Josh a lot of credit here. Being very patient. Get a good pitch here. You can try to get a base hit with 2 outs and score Maxwell to tie the game on.
Well, if you're expecting a 7:05 first pitch tonight, you're 8 innings late. We've been underway since 4:36. It's the Nats and the Mets. And right now an unearned New York run back in the 6th because of a couple of errors, the difference. 3-2 New York. Ryan Zimmerman has homered straightaway center in this inning. Maxwell running for Willingham, who reached on the David Wright error. And now it's 3-2 to Josh Bard. He takes the walk, and Desmond will be the hitter.
Dan Worthing's going to go out and make an appearance.
And J.D. Martin will be the pinch runner for Bard. Interesting to use a pitcher there when you have Jorge Padilla on the bench and Pete Orr. And a big spot for Ian Desmond, who's hit well against the Mets. And a bouncer. It's over the mound. It's up the middle. And Hernandez gets it to Valdez. So the Nats get 1 run on the Zimmerman homer. They waste another opportunity. They've stranded 8 runners tonight to the 9th. 3-2 Mets. Season ticket holders enjoy guaranteed seating, discounts on merchandise, exclusive events, and you can do it all at nationals.com/2010 or 202-675-NATS. Justin Maxwell stays in the ball game to play center field. Willie Harris moves to the left. The Nats ran for Josh Bard. There's a new catcher, Will Nieves. And the change on the catcher is straight up, so Nieves is batting 6th. The Nationals, by the way, with a final attendance total this year of 1,817,256. Now we know that's going way over 2 million next year. Crowd of 23,944 to wrap things up here tonight. Segovia, second inning of work, and he has Jeff Francoeur 1-2, and then misses under his hands inside. Well, the Nats would need 2 base runners in the 9th inning to get Ryan Zimmerman back into the batter's box. Some of the ball games on the East Coast just now getting underway. The Phillies have a magic number of 1. They've just gotten underway against Houston. Later tonight, the Dodgers at San Diego. They're still trying to wrap it up. They've been stalled by a 3-game losing streak. Zimmerman knocks it down, recovers and throws. And Adam Dunn has to come off the bag. Runner goes to second, and Ryan probably should not have thrown that ball. Zimmerman will get his 2nd error of the game. They'll probably give a hit and then give him a throwing error. And neither team playing very well defensively tonight.
Makes a great stop. That ball was a rocket off the bat of Francoeur. And as Bob said, from the seat of his pants, he probably should have just ate the ball. He throws it. And on top of that, ball thrown around a little bit more.
Here's Tatis. 1 for 2 with a double, a sac fly. And another interesting stanza in the Minnesota-Detroit story about to get underway. They're in the top of the first. Twins at Tigers. Carl Pavano going for Minnesota tonight, and they're still 2 games back after splitting that series. They really need 3 out of 4 in that series to get back even with the Tigers, or else they'll be at least 2 games out going into the weekend.
Former Southington High Blue Knight.
Carl Pavano?
Yep. Same high school. It's not bad. You got 2 world champs from the same little high school in Connecticut.
Jared Mock and Tommy Hansen tomorrow night. And of course, Carl Pavano also the answer to a trivia question.
He 70th home run given up to McGuire.
Yep, as a rookie.
62 is Traxel. But don't ask him about it. Touchy subject.
Traxel?
He doesn't like to be asked about that.
Well, no Cub likes to give up a home run to a Cardinal.
Or a historic home run.
Yeah. Fernando Tatis has driven in his 46th run of the year tonight, trying to give the Mets a 2-run advantage. That ball will twist out of play, and the count stays 0-2. Another interesting ball game about to get underway. The Marlins at Atlanta. They're in the top of the first. They just started. And that's Javier Vazquez for the Braves against Ricky Nolasco of the Marlins. Now, Florida's been eliminated from the wild card race and, of course, the Eastern race. So they're trying to spoil the Braves, who trail Colorado by 3 games. 0-2. And evidently the big tough guy from California waited until the 9th inning before he broke out the blanket tonight.
I'm cold. Can I tell you? It's a nice fleece blanket. Keep me warm. What do you think?
It's a lovely ensemble. It really is.
It's like a cape on me. I can battle Screech with this.
And just missing Segovia. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Next year, I'll battle Screech up on top of that 10th fan thing when he's waving the flag.
We'll send you out there in the top of the ninth every night when the Nats are about to win. And Tatis will hook one into left field. 1st and 3rd for the Mets. Nobody out. Now the Nats have already won this series, of course, and the Mets have already won the season series, leading 10 games to 7. But wins will be hard to come by in Atlanta this weekend, and the Nats really wanted to sweep this and give their fans a parting gift. Ron Vallone. Omir Santos is stepping in, right-handed batter. And then Wilson Valdez, the shortstop.
Didn't the Mets win 8 out of the first 10 meetings between the 2 clubs, and now we've won 5 out of the last 7, something like that? pretty good.
Yeah, the second half has belonged to the Nats. Washington would have to win out to tie their win total from last year. Nats sitting at 54. Mets have lost 91 games. And a 1-1 to Santos. And Segovia now just starting to fall behind hitters. Runner going off first, great jump, and a base hit right in behind Tatis. The Mets lead 4-2 on 3 consecutive singles around an error here, and a perfect hit and run pulled off by Jerry Manuel with a catcher hitting behind that runner.
As Bob said, the runner in motion. Santos just slaps the ball to right. Watch the second baseman go towards the bag. Defense first. Once you see that runner break, it's an instinctive move to go to the bag.
Valdez, the number 8 hitter now. Daniel Murphy coming out on deck. Looked like a safety squeeze. Tatis was following Zimmerman down the line, and then Valdez was not able to reach that pitch that bunted. Saul Rivera is up, joining Ron Vallone. Minnesota has put a run on the board in the top of the first at Detroit. Marlins didn't score in the top of the first at Atlanta. Right back to the pitcher. Runner was trapped for a moment at third, and then Segovia decided to turn around and go to first. First out of the inning. Tatis was down the line, and it appeared Zimmerman was getting to the bag for a possible pickoff throw behind him there. Byron Kerr, Ray Knight, Nats Extra Post Game presented by Verizon Fios. A lot of special post game activities on the field. Fan Appreciation Day and night here. Jim Riggleman will address the 23,000 plus and a vital series for Atlanta. It'll get underway Reserve your seats, PotomacNationals.com, 703-590-2311. Daniel Murphy, 6 for 26 with 5 RBIs this year. Infield way in now. High in the strike zone. Minnesota has scored again at Detroit. 2 in the first for the Tigers so far. And evidently they have the bases loaded with 1 out. Mets 9 opportunities, doing pretty well. Nats 8 opportunities, not well, with runners in scoring position. And guess who got that base hit? John Lannon. But remember, Bard couldn't score on that play.
Tough play.
They hold the runner. And the tag evidently was made by Alberto Gonzalez on Daniel Murphy. Murphy doesn't argue, so he must have felt that tag on the way down the line.
I think Gonzo got a little banged up on that diving play right here. It gets by Valone. It's the tough play in between the pitcher and first base, but Gonzo being in gets him on the tag, goes down hard on his throwing hand. Nice job. Exmo will catch this. Now watch the right hand, the free hand. He comes down very hard on it. That's giving up your body for the team. Very nice.
Angel Pagan now. He's 0 for 4, but he reached on the Desmond error back in the 6th inning and scored. Juan Valone hit to the tune of 274 by right-handers this year. That was a big out. His batting average against with lefties 307.
They take away his changeup.
And a ball pulled to Zimmerman, who has to back up. Not an easy play. And the Nats keep the damage at a minimum again. 2-run game into the bottom of the 9th.
Back around about 107 for the fourth drive of the game. That was a blast to dead center field by Ryan Zimmerman. Well, you think K-Rod's thinking, I took the money, came to New York, but the team I played for last year is going to the playoffs, and I'm going to be watching them on TV. Had 62 saves last year, has 34 this year.
Some guys price themselves into a bad situation. Now the Mets have to be better next year, but there's no telling whether they'll be a contending team. And a ball pulled to deep short. Gonzalez hustling. He's in there.
Man, he likes the dirt on that first baseline.
He's had a mouthful of it twice. And now Mike Morse will pinch hit for Gonzalez.
Well, a normally good glove man here, Valdez. He kind of has trouble with the transfer. And once he bobbled it, it was over. Gonzo's got excellent speed, and thought he'd dive and make sure he got in there.
Yeah. Well, you know, that's a good strategy, because if there's a high throw, they can't tag you down there. So there are times when a slide into first base is a smart move, and that was one of those times. Mike Morse, well, you know what he could do. He's only hit 3 home runs since Saturday.
Come on, Big Mo.
Fans didn't like that strike call from Kerwin Danley. Look at that ball back up in toward the right-handed batter. That might have been better than the first one.
I was going to say, Bob, that was a better pitch than the first one. This will buckle your knees.
1-1 to Morris. Morris has a pinch hitter, 5 for 16 with a homer and 8 RBIs.
Some really good numbers for someone who wasn't playing that often. It's very difficult to stay sharp coming off the bench.
Well, maybe he'll give us something to cover the bases with tomorrow. Nasty moving stuff by K-Rod, 81 miles an hour.
No, that's his changeup. He's got 3 great pitches. The changeup is one that he got over the last couple of years, and look at how far out in front Mike Morse is on that changeup.
Nearly threw that one away.
Well, when he rushes his delivery, that's when he gets out of sync. He does have a violent delivery, but when he starts getting really fast and really exaggerated, that's when he starts falling off to first base. And that last one, 94, but it was over in the lefty's batter's box.
And as a career pinch hitter, it's interesting, all of the homers and RBIs as a Nat. Up the middle, base hit. Gonzalez stops at second.
Very nice.
And the Nats have the tying run on base here in the bottom of the ninth.
And that was a nasty breaking ball, 3-2, and he waited perfectly. Starts him off with the 93 heat. Then he throws a buckling breaking ball for a ball. Another breaking ball in the dirt. Going to come back, throw a big slow changeup. Then he throws some 94 in the dirt. Then he comes back, big breaking ball, 79. And that's what happens if there's kids watching. You look for the 94 fastball, keep your hands back so you can attack the breaking ball.
Mike Morse is now hitting .353 as a pinch hitter.
And now Padilla will come in and run for Mo.
Good speed on both bases. Willie Harris 0 for 4 tonight. Shows bunt.
It sounded like it hit him. Well, if Willie could push one by the pitcher, it'd be a hit, because Anderson Hernandez is almost standing on first base. Now he's going back to second base. Pretty close.
Good discipline by Willie Harris. Your adrenaline's pumping. You're asked to go up there and purposely make an out by just laying the ball down, and then a guy's throwing right by the corner. He had the discipline not to offer. Tough pitch to get down when it's up there.
Guy throwing that hard, you got to get the bat out in front of the plate in order to keep it in fair territory. But I was watching Tatis try to bunt off Segovia, and that wasn't easy. 93-94.
There's a good one. Has to go to first. 1-4 on the sacrifice. And I don't think they're going to walk Elijah Dukes and put the winning run on to get to Ryan Zimmerman. So we're about to have some excitement here with Elijah Dukes coming in. 2 for 4 tonight. And Zimmerman guaranteed an at-bat in this 9th inning. Although, if you're a base runner, you've got to make sure the ball goes through. You cannot get picked off on a line drive. Dan Worthen, the pitching coach, to the mound.
He may just want to go over what Frankie Rodriguez is thinking here on Elijah Dukes, and also offer up maybe some tidbits on Elijah Dukes. These two have not faced each other that many times. Frankie coming over from the American League. But I like when Jim Riggleman did that the last couple of games. He goes out, asks the pitcher, what do you want to go after this guy with, so that everybody's on the same page.
Elijah Dukes, 57 RBIs on the year.
It's a tough take. He's got a great breaking ball. That's the changeup. Well, I always wished I had one of those, and he developed it the last couple of years out with the Los Angeles Angels.
1 ball, 1 strike.
Looks like a 2-1 off-speed breaking ball. It's hard to sit back and hit that.
And a guy's in almost a full sprint towards first base after he throws that pitch.
Oh, he's all over the place. Arms and legs coming at you.
2-2 now. Way outside with a fastball.
It's a lot like Brad Lidge. Brad Lidge has trouble with controlling the fastball, throwing strikes with the fastball. But I think a lot of it's because he throws so many off-speed breaking balls, he rarely throws a fastball any longer.
And Dukes takes the walk. The bases are loaded for Ryan Zimmerman. A good at bat by Elijah. He's on base 3 more times in this game. And here comes Zimmerman, who homered last time up.
The fans are making themselves heard here. Final game, home game of the 2009 season.
Almost 24,000 here on a chilly last evening of September. Nasty breaking ball that caught the knees and the plate on its way by.
He's got a couple of very good breaking balls. One he throws for just the slow strike to get you over. And then he'll go to the ones in the dirt.
Right off the end of the bat. Ryan Zimmerman knows what a walk-off hit's all about.
Leo Nunez knows what it's all about, too.
That was only 3.5 weeks ago. Might be time for another. Right now, he's worried about survival with the count of 0-2.
The second pitch was a very good fastball located outside 93.
And he overmatches Ryan by striking him out. Wicked, wicked stuff. And it'll be up to Adam Dunn, who does not have a hit in this series. Adam is 0 for 11 coming in.
Going to start him off with a very slow breaking ball, strike one, then 93 on the corner. Another great breaking ball for strike 3.
Ryan knows how nasty that was.
Well, because you have to respect the fastball and try to adjust to the breaking ball. Not easy.
Is it safe to say he doesn't come up in good fielding position?
Yes, it's very safe to say. He is going to be running towards the first baseline, as Bob said. Whoa, see you later. I'm out of your picture. But he still throws one of the best breaking balls. It's like Trevor Hoffman's changeup.
You know it's coming.
Yep, you know it's coming, but it's almost unhittable because he gets such late break on it.
Pulls the string again. This one was 85.
That almost looked like a sinker or a forkball or something. That went the other way.
And he has Adam Dunn 1-2.
See the rotation of this pitch. Well, that's him rotating on the mound towards first base. And then here's the ball going way away.
Nats down to their final pitch. In a 4-2 game. Adam Dunn gets jammed, and the ball will be out of play. Rodriguez 34 for 40 in save situations this year. 1-2 to Dunn again. 3. I was going to say, Rob Drake better say no swing.
Wow.
All the runners will be moving now. Two teams that are totally out of it in the standings.
Make it one of the most exciting games of the year.
But it feels like a playoff game right now. He missed
With a changeup.
and it's a 4-3 game as Adam Dunn walks to his 104th RBI. On his 113th walk of the year. Second walk of the inning by K-Rod, who's given up 2 hits.
Well, one of the reasons
to Justin Maxwell, who pinch ran and then came into the ball game to play center field.
One of the reasons K-Rod is one of the best hitters in the game, power-wise. Bases loaded, 3-2 pitch. He throws a changeup, and you got to have guts to do that.
Justin Maxwell takes a breaking ball outside.
Well, now Justin's in a situation he could take a strike. Make this guy come over the plate with a breaking ball.
Called strike. Justin Maxwell's first career homer, a grand slam down in Florida. Fastball, he gets the call. 1-2. Probably the first fastball he's thrown since strike 2 to Ryan Zimmerman.
Well, and I was just going to say, that is what he did. Breaking balls and then a fastball. And now he's really going to probably go to a breaking ball set. Nope, fastball again. Remember he came in to get some work against us. May have been Citi Fielder. Do nothing but fastballs. He blew the first 3 guys away.
Yeah.
He's got a blazing fastball, and it moves all over the place. Staying alive.
Just close your eyes, folks, and imagine some year in October, a ninth inning like this, when the ballpark's full, and you've made your way to the postseason. Moments like that make moments like this fun to look back on. Ball 3. So a 4-3 ball game on the last home night of the season comes down to the bases loaded and a full count in a 1-run game in the bottom of the 9th.
Hey, and guess what? 34 pitches to get 2 outs so far for K-Rod.
Maxwell smokes it, but it's foul. Probably close enough to be swinging.
Could have been ball 4, but
you just
it's only
can't take
the second fastball you've seen you're swinging.
You can't take strike 3 to end the game.
No. Go down swinging, baby.
Now Maxwell asking for time.
Come on, Adam. Get off that first base.
3 hours and 10 minutes after first pitch. Here we go. Maxwell out of play. Jorge Padilla at third base. He pinch ran for Mike Morse. Elijah Dukes walked after the sacrifice by Harris. And after the Zimmerman walk for strikeout, Adam Dunn walked to force in a run. And Maxwell, deep left field. Did he get it? The ball is evidently gone for a walk-off grand slam.
2 for 2.
The Nationals win it.
Woo! Yeah, that was baby Maxwell.
Well, the Nats only needed 2, and Maxwell drives in 4, and Washington wins it 7-4.
Well, give Maxwell a ton of credit, Bob. He fought like crazy against one of the best closers in the game and won the battle.
Justin Maxwell with his 3rd home run of the year.
Fastball right down Broadway, and the kid caught it perfect. That is just a beautiful swing. Fought him off, fouled off a few pitches. Wow, Pagan actually did a great job of deking everybody in the ballpark. Looked like he caught the ball.
Does that look like the losingest team in baseball?
No, and that's twice in Maxwell's career he's come up with the bases loaded, Bob, and twice he has left the building. And a little shaving cream in your eye for your trouble, young man.
Seven to 4, the Nats win it. Here's Debbie Taylor.
Bob, usually they wait a little while for the shaving cream, but oh, Justin, what an unbelievable at bat. Just take us through that. You really made Francisco work.
Well, you know, I was watching everybody's at bat on the bench. You know, I just kind of got a feel for what he's doing. I never faced him before. But, you know, I was just trying to put the ball in play. You know, good things can happen for you. So that's my whole approach going into it. And, you know, that was awesome.
You guys really worked well this series, sweeping the Mets and giving the fans a little taste of what's ahead next season and all. Just your thoughts on the finish here at home.
Well, you know, that's what we're all about. We always play to the end. I've seen that ever since I got called up early this year in April. And, you know, we had a tough year this year, but it just shows that anything can happen in baseball. And, you know, it's great to play in this ballpark. We got great fans, and we got great teammates. So, you know, it's awesome. Can't wait for next year.
Before I let you go, how does this Grand Slam compare to your first?
Oh, this one's got to be better because it was a game winner. But, you know, to tell you the truth, you know, they're both good, but this one takes the cake for sure.
Okay, good work, Justin. Let's go back up to Bob.
We haven't seen the sweep brooms out very often at home this year, and the Nationals sweep the Mets with a dramatic 5-run rally in the bottom of the ninth. For Rob Dibble and Debbie Taylor, Bob Carpenter, Nats 7, Mets 4. Tomorrow night, Masson 2 will get you going at 6:30 with Nats Extra from Atlanta. Visit MassonSports.com for all the latest news on the Nationals. This has been a presentation of Masson. Stay tuned, Nats Extra coming up right now. And from the booth, so long until tomorrow night.